Well guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So this is another video on what to do with those things that you put back in your pantry and home canned yourself. We're gonna make sloppy joes with home canned ground beef. And this ground beef is from 2012. It is the boiling method. So you boil the ground beef and really it renders a lot of the fat away. You still end up with a little bit at the top, but not much. And then you fill the jars and you make sure that the water is filled to the headspace level. And it makes a much softer product because when you pressure can anything, you're cooking it to, I mean, it just comes out super tender. And so this, because it's already been cooked and boiled, it is really, really tender by the end product. But it makes a delicious sloppy joe. And so I thought I'd bring you along for a quick and easy weeknight meal and or a lunch like we're gonna have today with little sloppy joe sliders. All right guys, so I hope it inspires you to stay with me and go check out all the links that I've got in the description box below. I've also placed a link for my new canner that's on its way down there in the Shomer box, and there's such a great buy on these canners. I hope you go check it out, and the first link you'll see is the link to the canner. It's the All-American canner, and I can't wait to show you how it works. It won't fit on my stove, and I won't abandon my other canners, but it certainly is going to come in handy when I have to do those big canning projects this summer, and it's too hot to do it inside. We'll be doing it outside. So let's stick with me and go make some sloppy joes. Guys, welcome back, and I'm glad you stayed because this is going to be quick and easy, and it's going to be kind of a fun little lunch. I'm excited for this. So I've got some small hamburger buns, whole wheat buns that are in the on-the-counter oven, and I'm just going to toast the inside of them, not the tops, but the inside. So we're going to go ahead and turn our induction oven on. Let's turn this to about medium, 370 or so, and you'll hear a fan, but I apologize. It's a little better lighting over here. And so we've got our ground beef, and this is the sloppy joe mix I was talking about. This was easy for us to take camping because then throwing this away was much easier than a can. And I'm not really fond of the can. I don't know that I'll be fond of this one either. I like my homemade version. So if you guys want to see how to make sloppy joe mix homemade and maybe even can it, let me know in the comment section. So we're going to go ahead and open up our ground beef. And this is from 2012. And we need to get a spoon or fork here. It's got a little bit of fat on the top. It smells good, it looks fine. And we're going to go ahead and get that down in our skillet. And I was going to put a little oil, but I think that's plenty of fat. So I don't think we need it. We're not looking to brown it. And a pint jar like this will hold a pound of meat. A quart jar holds 2 pounds of meat. Or at least that's what you start with, right? So we'll get this going. Nice pink. And let's open this. You just tear this little tab off the end. And if I can kind of read the ingredients. It's tomato puree. Let's see. Get my readers on. Apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, paprika, celery seed, cornstarch, vinegar, garlic, Worcestershire sauce, molasses, garlic, sugar, spices, green bell pepper, onion, pretty much, and they've got a natural flavor of smoke. So, that's what I would put in mine. And I'm going to let this go ahead and get going here before I add that. Let some of this liquid evaporate because remember our ground beef had, you boil it and then you put some water on it when you're canning it. We're going to open up a jar of pinto beans. Now this is a 1.5 size jar, so this will go for a couple of different meals as a side dish. But I'm going to go ahead and open it and I'm going to rinse the beans. I do not care for the starchy liquid around beans. Okay, so a good seal. Smells fantastic. And we're going to get these out of the jar and rinse them. And okay, so our meat is kind of simmering here. Got my beans rinsed off. Don't they look beautiful? They're still firm. And I'll show you that canning video. I did this the way the bulk canning book says. I didn't do a dry pack, although I usually do a dry pack, but I went ahead and soaked them and cooked them for a while to pre-cook them and filled the jars. They came out fantastic. So I didn't add any salt though, so no sodium added. I'm a firm believer in you don't need it. And then this is some home canned turkey stock, and I'm just going to put about maybe a quarter of a cup in there. We're going to get this on the stove and get it heating up. First, we're going to spice it up a little bit with a couple of things. I've got some pickled jalapeno peppers that I pickled in 2009. Yep, you heard me right, 2009. I'm going to drain the liquid off. And these jalapeno peppers were out of my garden. They're soft, but they're briny and got a little bit of a bite that's delicious. So we're going to put this half pint of jalapeno peppers in there, along with some cheese, because we love cheesy, spicy pinto beans. Maybe a third of a cup. You can put as much as you like. And I've got Tango spices, Tango Verde. We're going to spice it up a little bit more. Maybe a half a teaspoon. Because remember, these beans don't have any spice. And then I just received this as a gift from one of my YouTube watchers. And this is Diamond Dale's World Famous Spice and Rub. And this has no salt, no gluten, and no MSG. And he says use as much as you want, and if you want a little heat, use a lot. So it's got a great blend of spice. You've got some citrus notes back there. It's absolutely, just by tasting it, it's pretty wonderful. So we're gonna get this back on the stove burner. This is how easy it is. We're gonna go ahead and squeeze our packet of Sloppy Joe. So it's the sauce for the Sloppy Joe. Mix that in with our pound of ground beef, and that's really all that package called for, was you to add a pound of ground beef. And so we're probably going to have to let this cook and evaporate a little bit of the liquid. Okay guys, everything is done. I'm going to go ahead. This meat has had time to kind of dry out a little, let the water evaporate. I did add about 2 heaping tablespoons of that helped rehydrate and get some of that liquid out of there. So guys, now it's all done, and in less than 20 minutes we have lunch, and a really nice lunch. It took more time to film and to open everything than it did to really do anything else. The meat's had a chance to go ahead and evaporate some of the liquid off. The beans are done, and they're just a delicious, cheesy, Tango Verde delicacy. If you haven't been to Tango Spice's website, go to tangospice.com, and I've got every one of his spices, and I absolutely love them. So we're going to go ahead and we'll top those beans off with a little more cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? A little bit more cheese, just as a garnish, so whoever's eating it knows they're getting cheese in there. Word of warning, there's cheese in there. Okay, and now we want to get our little buns, and I went ahead and put some butter on them. I'm going to set these on the tops. We'll put these right here. Who doesn't love Sloppy Joes? It's even sloppy when you're putting it on the bun. So I've got my Sloppy Joe mix on my buns, and these were toasted in the oven. You could do them any way you wanted, and just put those little caps on. And these are little mini buns, so they're really good. Got my napkin, lunch. I better give you a taste test of this. So this is a great extended pantry meal. It'd be great for dinner too, and get the kids involved. They'll eat it. And I don't know a kid that doesn't like beans with cheese. Let's try those with the jalapenos. Absolutely fantastic. get a little bit of a kick from that Tango Verde. It is spicy, it's so good though. I love spicy, and you guys know that. And then the jalapenos have that little bit of a pickled jalapeno brine to them, so it adds another element. And then the creamy cheese and the beans, they're perfect. So let's see if I can get a sloppy Joe bite without being too sloppy. Oh my gosh, I'm scared, you guys. YouTube bite, YouTube bite. Mm. 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 I'm pleasantly surprised with that sauce. Mm. Mm, I like that. It's got a little bit of a, you can taste the smoky background and all the spices. It's really good. It's not too sweet. And with the home canned ground beef, it's absolutely what the doctor ordered today. So, but have a plate or wear a bib. Mm. Oh, good. Oh, good night. That is so good. Guys, I hope this inspires you too. Check the shelves in your pantry, and if you've been putting stuff back and aren't sure what to do with it, here's another quick idea, and it's fast food my way. We'll have this hearty lunch in less than 20 minutes, and most of that was because I had to film it. So I can't wait to see you next time. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and maybe give me a thumbs up. Share this on your Facebook page, and if you like canning, I've got a playlist of home canned stuff. I'm always doing a canning project, so I hope you subscribe and check out my channel. Go down to the About section and check out all the links that I've left for you.